Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another awesome episode. Today we're going to be talking about the MJ space, and in fact, why I and many others are so dang bullish on the space in general. So today we're going to be covering the things that are going to make or break the MJ space, and in fact, most likely make the MJ space, because this industry is on such a bullish trajectory that it's absolutely crazy. We're going to get into all that and what are the factors behind that in today's video, so you don't want to miss it. And so without further ado, let's talk about the MJ space and why so many of us are so dang bullish on this industry. Let's go. Welcome back, long time no see. So today we are going to be talking about MJ, but before we do, let's talk about smashing that like button, because it's super important. And if it's your first time to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Without your help, I wouldn't be able to make videos like this and share what I've learned over the years and what I continuously learn with you guys. So now that the two most important things in this video have been done, we can talk about decriminalization, because it is possible that decriminalization is coming, and we're going to talk a little bit more in depth as to why. I think in the next 4 to 6 years, we're going to see a complete decriminalization, and it might even happen sooner during maybe this possible administration that we might see this happen, at least in the United States. Obviously in Canada, decriminalization and the legalization of MJ has already happened, and there are plenty of other countries in Europe that have already legalized MJ. So we don't have to really talk too much about that, but what I do want to cover are the sales numbers in 2020, and those have been increasing and increasing year after year after year. And of course, with the pandemic, everyone's been at home playing video games. So when looking at the sales numbers, you can already see that statewide, countrywide, and even worldwide in 2020, MJ sales have skyrocketed. And I think that's only going to increase because around the world, people are substituting one substance for another. And what I mean by this is alcohol or tobacco for MJ, because MJ happens to be a much less harmful substance than those. Now, obviously, it's not as much studied of a substance as the others, but so far science is showing us that it's not very harmful and the effects go away after a certain period of time. But let's talk about decriminalization, because that's what's really important. Now, it doesn't matter whether the federal government does decriminalize it fully. What we want to talk about is the statewide level. And the reason why we're talking about the United States in particular is because the United States is one of the biggest MJ using countries in the world. And that is just talking about on a level of, right now it's still illegal in a lot of states. It's legal for medical and recreational in most states, but not both. So if we already have the United States as the second biggest MJ using country in the world relative to its population, once the numbers officially come out, once every state is legalized, it would be really interesting to see if we don't make the #1 list by a landslide. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there, but let's talk about the decriminalization a little bit. So Georgia actually just announced that they just elected 2 Democratic senators. And the reason why this is so important is because this actually gives the Democrats a majority vote in the Senate. And so that means if a bill actually ends up going through a Senate to, possibly decriminalize or legalize MJ, the Senate gets to vote on it, and they need to vote yay. And if they vote nay, then, we might just have to wait another 4, 5, 6, 7 years until a new committee, and possibly we're just gonna get a bunch of runaround and nothing's gonna get done. Classic politics. But I think this time is going to be different. And that means we might be closer than my original forecast of 4 and 5 years. I think we could get this done in this election. Obviously, the legalization portion is a little bit ways away, but I think decriminalization is definitely possible. And a little known fact is that the Biden Health and Human Services have a track record for defending and supporting state level MJ progress. And obviously the VP has a lot to do with this as well, because Kamala Harris, back in the day, just a few years ago, had a very strong position on MJ and saying, no, I don't think that we should, decriminalize or legalize anything. But in fact, in the last couple of years, she's actually changed her position on that, which is very common in politics to do. It's okay to flip-flop. If anything, that means you're a progressive type of individual. You're not stuck in the past and you think for the future, which is good to see, especially in a VP. And because of her recent change in political status about this subject, that actually might be a little bit of a green light at the end of the tunnel for the decriminalization and possible even legalization of MJ in this term or possibly the next term. Now, obviously, I'm going to be buying MJ industry no matter what for the next 5, 10, 20 years because it's still so young. I like to buy industries that are growing in the infancy. And obviously, it would be great to see the future and say, hey, in exactly 2.5 years, MJ will be legalized, or know exactly every single part of the timeline. But unfortunately, we're not Nostradamus, nor do we have an all-seeing glass globe. We don't know what's going to happen, but what we do know is that this industry is so young, and there's a lot of potential that we haven't had in the last election. We didn't have this possibility of even seeing decriminalization in the past election, and in fact, it wasn't even a major topic at the time, as we already had a lot of progress, with the folks up north, which made it feel like this almost euphoric feeling like, oh my gosh, we're so close. But in fact, we weren't at the time, but I think finally we're getting somewhere. And as more states legalize either medicinally or recreationally, that will push federal government to do the same even faster, right? Because money is flowing in. Federal government is always slow to the party when it comes to things like this. But I think with what's happened so far, and as the federal government steps in and takes a look at the profits that they could probably have, tax revenue dollars are right there for the taking to put towards what they want to do. So for them, it's almost a no-brainer to start pushing legislature into the right direction towards progress versus Congress. Just kidding. You see what I did there? No, but on a serious note, I'm a big bull in this industry. Obviously, like I said, I like to invest in the infancy, and I think there's still a ton of potential. And obviously, I'm staying completely diversified because I don't know who's going to come out on top. So I'm buying ETFs in this space, particularly over individual stocks, even though I do like picking individual stocks. And from time to time, I will buy a stock or two once I see certain markers met, like diversification of assets in different countries or diversification into different products and sectors themselves, right? McDonald's didn't become the biggest franchise burger joint in the world because it wanted to sell burgers. No, they were in real estate and the franchise business. That's what made them so successful. And that's what I hope to see in more MJ stocks. And those are the companies that I'd be buying myself. So hopefully this brought you a ton of value. Make sure you share this with a friend because I want more people to have access to free knowledge. And I think you do too, because if you can make money, that's great. But if you can help your friends make money, then that's even better because they'll return the favor back to you. So share this with a friend and make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I honestly don't know why you wouldn't be subscribed because this channel is super awesome. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to go check out the merch, bestmerchever.com, go check it out. Maybe buy yourself a hat or a hoodie. It's all really super cool. I'll see you guys there. Thank you all so much for watching again. Peace out.